not given to much wine, teachers of good things.
And you're gonna have a lot of false accusers of like a brother may go out here to teach, and they go home to the unbelieving wife, and she may be a false accuser. You was out there cheating on me,
That they may teach the young women to be sober, to love their husbands, to love their children.
Right, that's what they're supposed to be teaching. You know what I'm saying? And the man's supposed to be in, like, remember, a lot of things are out of whack. The man's supposed to be in the house, first of all. That's number one. To teach them. You know what I'm saying? And if they can't, then the woman still can teach if they're single, but they're not supposed to be single, but this world's all rap. But this world, that's why we have to have compassion now. Because we know we trying to build things up that are already there, damn near desolate. We got to build the temple back up.
It says to be discreet, chaste, keepers at home, good, obedient to their own husbands, that the word of Yahweh be not blasphemed. Right?
About let your mouth be salted, let your words be salted. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be true to your words, not try to pull on no string.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, you're right about that.
So you know.
That's why I try to choose my words so them
but still so
to lose
focus.
You know.
So you got to go around, but once they understand, you go, okay. Because the word is pure in this book. Once you understand, somebody can't fix it with you. But what we try to avoid is the preposition that you have, that you, like a barrier you already built up. So we got to try to knock it down so we can even try to give you the truth. You know what I'm saying?
But this Joel 2:28, it's supposed to be happening now. Right?
Huh?
It's supposed to be happening now, before the day of the Lord.
What? Doing what?
It says, 28, and it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh.
Well, yes,
I'll see you soon.
And your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. Your old men shall dream dreams. Your young men shall see visions.
But I feel like that's going to pick up more.
You say it's supposed to be happening now?
Yeah, it's supposed to be happening now, before the day of the Lord. Right?
I feel like it's going to be more like the dream.
Like they gonna be like, oh well, what? Things aren't being good here, you know. They gonna prophesy like these things are going to, like the word is going to shit, you know.
Where it said prophecy, well, that's what we're doing. We are prophesying. And it says your old man should dream dreams, and your young men should see visions.
Yeah, but see, now it's weird. That's why I am sort of. I have reservation on what it means that it's happening now. I have reservation on it.
Well, I say it's supposed to, because look, let me keep reading.
The-
It says, and also upon the servants and upon the handmaids in those days will I pour out my spirit. And that's talking about the other nations, right? And I will show wonders in the heaven and in the earth, blood and fire and pillars of smoke. The sun shall be turned into darkness and the moon into blood before the great and the terrible day of the Lord comes.
No, I'm gonna get it. When it says before the great day of the terrible Lord.
No, I
you know what
understand.
I'm saying? When it says he's gonna pour out his spirit upon all flesh before that, like a little.
Yeah,
it's not
before
gonna,
that
it's
day.
not really even now.
Yeah,
that's
before
what
that
I'm
day.
saying. I don't
like
think.
right before the day. I'm not even gonna say right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not
But like in the
happening now.
times before, you know?
Yeah.
That's what we see in signs in the heavens, like these plays happening all over the world. You know, us even waking up to this truth, that's a sign of the end time.
Like it's
you
kind
know?
of light. You know what I'm saying? It's not
It's,
really,
yeah, it's
I'm
not.
pretty sure more is
I
gonna
don't,
come.
I don't think it's heavy right now,
right.
but like I believe it's happening. It's gonna wrap up. You know,
Right.
you know.
Saturday is a good day for a lot of people to be out here.
Yeah.
And it says the sheep place is coming to
And we're the ones that saying, how long ye simple ones will ye love simplicity? You know, because they're going against the ways of the Heavenly Father. That's what's it? Proverbs 1.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Proverbs.
It's like after a couple of verses after.
Yeah, it's Proverbs 1 and 22.
Or before, go ahead.
It says, we can start at the top. Proverbs 1 and 1. The Proverbs of Solomon, the son of David, king of Israel, which is Yahweh Shai, you know?
And that's it. What is that? What is that? What's that again?
Proverbs 1 and 1.
Read that again.
The Proverbs of Solomon, the son of David, king of Israel.
I was going to say,
it says, to know wisdom and instruction, to perceive the words of understanding, to receive the instruction of wisdom, justice, and judgment, and equity, to give subtlety.
We're supposed to strive to be good judges of matters, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, some people might bring a matter up here. Like, before, you got to understand that the responsibility is going to be laid on us as a servant of the Lord. People are going to actually stop going to these people, and they're going to actually, they faith will be so strong, they're going to go to the servants of the Lord, the spirit of judges, to get a matter judged. You understand, right? You know what I'm saying? So you gotta pray for good judgment and sound judgment. It's like Solomon. Because you're gonna be, if you strive to be a saint, what it says the saints shall judge the earth. you gotta get the judgment now, and you get good judgment. Tell you about Sirach, where he says where he read these books, and in these books he has gotten good judgment. To be honest. Go ahead.
It says, to give subtlety to the simple, to the young man knowledge and discretion.
Right, that's what we're trying to give these rappers, these rapper guys, you know what I'm saying? These gang bangers and things like that, killing their own brothers.
These dummies,
Right.
you know? Because if you ain't in this truth, you don't have wisdom. Because you don't actually fear the Lord, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It says, a wise man will hear and will increase learning, and a man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsel. Right? To understand a proverb and the interpretation, the words of the wise and their dark sayings. Right? And that's what we're going through. We're going through these precepts and trying to do our best ability. You know, we see through a glass darkly. Right? Try to get the understanding, right? Through the spirit of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. It says, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. Right? Which is what? The laws.
Mm-hmm.
My son, hear the instruction of thy father, and forsake not the law of thy mother. For they shall be an ornament of grace upon thy head, and chains about thy neck. Because that's teaching you discipline, right? My son, if sinners entice thee, consent thou not. If they say, come with us, let us lay wait for blood. Let us look privily for the innocent without cause. Let us swallow them up alive as the grave, and whole as those that go down into the pit. That's even on Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2. You know that we was going through earlier. We shall find all precious substance. We shall fill our houses with spoil. Casting thy lot among us.
About, you have gangs plotting on how to steal from their own brother in the neighborhood, waiting to see when people not gonna be home, how they gonna take rob them. Go ahead.
It says, cast in thy lot among us.
And it says in the law, if somebody is caught robbing and you kill them, no blood is supposed to be shed. You know what I'm saying? You not to, don't come in somebody's house for that to happen. But the law says if you're caught in an act, but the son is not out.
Yeah.
They changed the part.
Hey, are you Christians?
Yeah.
You Christians? Do you know that the Most High is only dealing with the nation of Israel, the Negro, Latino, and Native American, and America is Babylon the Great and will be destroyed, according to the Bible.
This is whereas many and great things. This is the prologue of looking at Jesus. It says, whereas many and great things have been delivered unto us by the law and the prophets and by others that have followed their steps, and for the which things Israel ought to be commended for learning and wisdom, and whereof not only the readers must needs become skillful themselves, but also they that desire to learn be able to profit them which are without, both by speaking and writing. My grandfather Jesus, or Yahushua, when he had much given himself to the reading of the law and the prophets, other books of our fathers and had gotten therein good judgment. So reading the law, mainly, well, reading the law is like the movie. Then you go into the prophets. Then you go into the New Testament. You know how to cut doctrine. But you know, like when you see these white people passing by, I don't hear them be talking. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? These or Edomites walking by. Cause I know they're not gonna. But they only come up when they see us teaching our people. That's the only time we come up.
Or they
They're afraid that we're going to wake them up. You know what I'm saying?
And that's spirit.
That's what the whole thing is all about.
And that's their spirit.
That's just like the last moves out here this past Sunday. You know, where the one Edomite guy had on a red shirt. And he came there. I saw him when he came across the street, book in his hand. Then I realized that he was Bible. So he was right there. And then he moved over here. And I saw him going to the scripture there. All and all that jazz. I was checking him out. And then the other Edomite guy came right across the street. Now he got us. He stopped over there. And he come. See, pretty soon what's going to happen is that, it's going to get to a point, if we continue to do this right here, they're going to rise up against us, which is already prophesied. So you just have to be alert. That's the only thing I can say.
That's all you can. Just be alert. And you're not going to get out of it. It said they will deliver you up. It's not just say if they deliver you up.
And not just them, even your own people.
And then by that time, you should have been built up in the spirit.
Yeah. And see, that's why, but I'm very, very, very conscious of body movement.
You got to do that as a teacher. Like when people are, you can see by facial expression if you foolish thing, you know what I'm saying? You can tell. That's why you got to be.
Well, getting retired military, things that I was involved in, they condition me well.
I guess I learned it different.
They condition me well. I'm serious.
Like you can tell, but that's like at the end of the day, but you gotta see, you gotta fight, you gotta know your weakness. You gotta pray it out. Like if you gotta tell somebody something hard and they just don't want to hear it, they just don't want to hear it. But you gotta tell them this. You know what I'm saying? If you don't tell them, then we put up.
Proverbs 1:14. Casting thy lot among us, let us all have one purse. My son, walk not thou in the way of them, refrain thy foot from their path, for their feet run to evil, and make haste to shed blood.
What does the law say? What it says? It says, follow not a multitude to do evil.
Surely, it says, surely in vain the net is spread in the sight of any bird, and they that lay wait for their own blood, they look privily for their own lives. So are the ways of every one that is greedy of gain, which taketh away the life of the owners thereof.
Now, greedy of gain, another word of saying covetous.
Verse 20. Wisdom crieth without, she uttereth her voice in the streets. She crieth in the chief place of concourse, in the openings of the gates. In the city she uttereth her words, saying, how long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. That's why these scorners, they come up, and when they mock, they're laughing, they're laughing at their own jokes.
If you're not, I gotta bring this out because I kind of have to do this. This is Matthew 26 and 6. And I love it. Matthew 26 and 6, showing your meekness. Now when Jesus, or Yahushua, was in Bethany, in the house of Simon the leper, there came unto him a woman having an alabaster box of very precious ointment, and poured it on his head, as he sat at meat, that sat down to eat. But when his disciples saw it, they had indignation, saying, to what purpose is this waste? For this ointment might have been sold for much and given to the poor. When Yahushua understood it, he said unto them, why trouble ye the woman? For she hath brought a good work upon me. For ye have the poor always with you, but but me he has not always. For in that she has poured this ointment on my body. She did it for my burial. Verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached in the whole world, there shall also this, that this woman hath done, be told for a memorial of her. You gotta bring the scripture out. She earned that. That was her lot.
That's even read during the Passover.
Interesting to know. See, I've seen them several times. I've seen them several times.
And when after a couple of months, they start waking up a lot of them up and they start seeing the change and sit, Lord willing. We just hear right? That they gonna start sending agents, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna know, and I'm gonna do something to let y'all know. We don't know, but I'm not gonna, you know what I'm saying? Well, I think we all, but I'm gonna cut them with that scripture. I'm gonna cut them with that scripture.
Well, I mean, that's supposed to be. This is what you're supposed to use.
Right.
Because this is.
You're really supposed to think less of what you think in your opinion, and I do.
Yeah.
I don't think what I think matters. That's why I don't do it.
Yeah, this is our weapon.
Your thoughts is halfway thought out with thoughts. You don't know the like I don't know the whole of the story. So I have to read it. I have to read it. I have to bring it out.
This is our weapon. You take it. Gentleman there with the cool hand. I forget.
Proverbs 1:23. Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out